Yeah, man. So today's topic, credit.
Credit, super important. Everyone should have credit if they don't have credit. Um, it's a good vehicle for individuals if they're looking to rent an apartment, buy a home, lease a car, own a car. Um, it's definitely a great tool for Americans.
Okay, so you brought up a lot of things, right? So what makes credit important? Let's say for an apartment.
Um, Basically, the apartment wants to look at your credit history just so they can ensure that you're going to pay your bills on time, right? If you don't have that history, then what do they have to go off of?
That's true. I think even further, right? When you even look at things like electricity,
Yeah,
um, they might want to deposit if you don't have good credit history, at least not utility credit history, because that's like a thing too, right? There's insurance credit, utility credit, and then of course your personal credit. That goes into getting loans and things like that. But yeah, I mean, having good credit overall can make life cheaper,
right.
right? Like homes, right? If you have a good credit score, then you're eligible for a conventional loan, which usually has a lot less fees in comparison to a FHA loan. Because the FHA loan you can get with a lower credit score, something to 600s. And a conventional, I think now you need even 720. And yeah, that can save you thousands in the comparison between those two loans.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And to go back to the apartment conversation, I actually had a roommate. He didn't have a credit history, but he had the income. And so whenever we were trying to get a lease together for an apartment, the apartment complex was like, "Hey, I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to go through with your application. You guys might have to lease somewhere else. I mean, this is an apartment that's like in the Midtown area. Of course, they want to make sure you can pay
Okay.
your rent on time, right? So that was something that we went through, but um, we had to put some money aside, put down a different deposit for not having meeting the credit needs. So credit is super important for sure.
So how much was that deposit
We had to pay the first and the last month rent.
versus just having to pay?
Yeah, just having to pay like $750 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did y'all get your deposit back?
Um, in the end, we got some of it back, but we had dogs,
Oh,
so we had that difference was eaten up by the damages, carpet damages and stuff like that.
yeah. Dogs do tear up houses.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, that's for sure. Okay. Then of course, buying a car, right?
Yeah.
Credit is important for that. Like for me, when I financed my first car, I actually had my dad co-sign it, and that was able to get my interest rate down to about 4.9%. And then I built my credit up, and then I ended up refinancing it on my own, and I got 1.9%.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a
So
really good rate.
yeah. So improving my credit like did a tremendous job in regards to like how much I had to pay to have a loan on a car.
Right.
Now I'll tell you, don't ever get a car loan. Get a car you can purchase cash, but that's a whole nother topic for another day.
You don't want to get into it. You don't want to get into that
That's
topic.
another topic for another day. But yeah,
Nah. I definitely think finance a car. I know it's a different topic, but when you finance a car, it's really important because when you have credit, because like you said, the interest rates are either higher or lower. Um, at the time when I financed my car, I was lucky enough to get, I think it was like a 3.9% interest rate, which is decent. Because like you said, I mean, we've heard people get nines and tens,
15.
15,
Be happy.
and be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. But so yeah, credit score is definitely important when you're trying to lower that interest rate and your monthly payment as well.
When you say things like monthly payment, that just makes me uncomfortable. But
It's a monthly payment. right?
Yeah.
You just want to drop all cash.
Yeah.
That's another topic.
No interest rate beats no interest rate.
I can dig that. But if you were to take the money that you were going to drop on the car, say 40 grand, and invest that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a Fundrise account that has a 10% rate of return right now, and you can make the dividends over time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And get that return instead of dropping the whole 40K on the car. You can invest the money.
Or I could just
Drive
still
the car.
invest and drive the car.
Still invest and drive the car. That is an option.
Yeah,
That is an option.
Yeah. Why else is credit important? Why else? Oh, if you want to own a business one day and you want that business to expand.
Right. Also, if you want to go out and get a loan or some type of line of credit, you have to have a decent credit. You also have to have your paperwork together. So
Yep.
your accounting, information, balance sheet, all that has to be A1. Taxes have to be paid. All that has to be A1 if you're trying to get a loan from the bank.
Well, let me ask you this. So, in regards to a business loan,
Yeah.
would you say that if I'm starting a new business, should I try to get a loan off the rip?
I wouldn't advise anybody to get a loan off the rip to start a new business at all. No.
But a lot of people believe that, that's the way the entrepreneurship is like. If the bank would just give me a loan,
Right.
then I could have my dream business.
Yeah, but typically those people are starting businesses like restaurants, coffee shops, and I feel like if you were to stay away from starting a business like that, then maybe if you're providing a service that's valuable or that's essential and you were to get a business loan from the bank, then maybe we would be talking.
I
Like,
disagree.
okay. What you got?
I can come at that from a number of perspectives. So you're talking about restaurants, right?
Mm.
Maybe a food truck.
A food truck? Solid?
That's proof of concept. If you're popping, if it works, then you can elevate to, a storefront.
Okay.
And then you got proof. You can go to the bank and say, look, this is what I made out of my trailer that I own.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and then coronavirus hits, and then you have to go back to your food truck, right?
Yeah, but well I'm gonna say not get a loan.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to speak to you guys. So I understand the
Yeah.
concept of Corona, and how it's affected businesses. But if somebody wants to get a loan, I'm just saying show that the business can be viable before you get a loan. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like
All right. And then the second part, you talk about like an essential business.
Mhm.
Like you would agree that a pharmacy is an essential business, right?
in this climate, it's give or take. I don't know. It's hit or miss for me.
I mean, everybody needs a pharmacy.
yeah.
There's no other way to get medication, not in the state of Texas.
Okay.
But all the people I've known that have thrived from that, they started at cash. Because, a lot of times people will talk you into opening a pharmacy, or like they'll have companies that say they'll open it for you and they'll say, we want $250,000. You don't need $250,000 to open a pharmacy. But
Okay.
some people will think, hey, let me take out a loan for that $250,000 they want. These are usually from like wholesale companies, right? That wholesale drugs, they'll say, hey, we got this package to start off your pharmacy. It'll be like $250,000. You can get a loan from the bank to do that. Where otherwise you can cash flow everything and just buy the drugs you need on credit and pay it off as you sell the prescriptions, and cash flow it that way. And if you're the pharmacist working it yourself, you don't have to worry about payroll in the beginning. You have to worry about rent and cost of goods.
Yeah. Like you said, if you think that's an essential business, then I feel like take the loan out. But if you can do it without taking the loan, because you got to pay the loan back.
I say
So
don't take the loan.
I would
Essential or
say
not.
do a line of credit because you can always pay that line of credit and reuse that line of credit. That's the approach that I would take. A line of credit.
That's ideal, but not everybody's set up to get that.
You got to do it. According to you, everybody has to be great, right?
For sure.
All right. So line of credit versus a business loan is a better out. It's a better outcome.
Sure, I agree.
Okay.
Line of credit, business loan, I think most people would look at it similarly, right? They're saying they can't get any of them.
Then you can't start a business. Why would you start a business if you can't get a loan or you don't have the capital or cash flow to start a business? Like you said, you got cost of goods, right? You got rent, you got maybe an employee. If you can't afford that, then why would you start a business? Maybe you need to save up more.
But does good credit cure the need to save more? Is my question to you.
Good credit does not cure the need to save more. Not at all. For one, cash is king.
Okay.
So cash is going to be credit any day. If you go to a bank and you say, hey, I got $250,000 cash, they're going to give you that loan based off of what you have in your bank account any day. So no. No is your answer.
Okay.
What do you think?
You know, I'm a very hard person to ask this question because I'm going to say I wouldn't get a loan until it was absolutely necessary. Mm-hmm. But where I'm at in my life, I'm not going to start any businesses that will require me to get a loan because I just don't believe in living on margins. And that's kind of like if you look at the companies that have folded due to coronavirus, mm-hmm. those are the companies who existed on margins. And we know restaurants are notorious for, you know, the loan is X amount interest. You know, we need to just make X amount of points profit above their interest. And they just continue to live off of that until they have an unexpected dip in business, and then they can't sustain that anymore. So now I'm all cash in whatever I do. But again, I have the luxury of saying it because I'm a professional and I make a good salary based on my skills.
Okay, I understand that.
So that separates me from somebody who needs to make money off of their business.
Yeah, but my thing is, if you don't have a skill, then how do you start a business?
Well, again, what I would recommend is you get a skill, mm-hmm. you get paid for it, you save money over time,
right? You
make yourself very valuable with that skill. Then you can start businesses through like side hustles or something you're doing on the side projects. Like that's what I'm currently doing, right? And the health of my business is insulated from my income. So I don't start a business so big that it can crush me or anything. I just take my time. I can put all the energy that I want into it. I can do it my way. I'm not compromised because at the end of the day, I make a living off of my income. Right. Now, when there comes a day where my businesses make more money than what I do for work, then I might have to consider doing something else and maybe, you know, not going to work and then focusing full time on my business. And that's a blessing to even be able to have that choice.
I agree with you. So the person trying to start a business should definitely keep their day job.
Yes.
Save up, do their business on the side, save enough money, and then enough to where they're making more than they would on their day job, and then launch the business.
Yes.
I agree with that plan, 100%.
Yes.
1,000%.
Definitely. Okay.